I can't understand the actions of my master plan. I can't a nigga rebel in the thoughts of a day. I can't understand the actions of my master plan. I can't a nigga rebel in the thoughts of a day.
Let it just be, innit? Still shitting on niggas. Still shitting on them.
Yo, so listen, check it out. You already know what it is, Vibe by Water TV. We're here with another track review. We're gonna get into something that we didn't see coming. Something that I definitely didn't see coming. This one's out of the blue, but I think on this day, hip hop wins. And it's a case of, you know, two sound minds coming together for the betterment of the culture, for the betterment of just the wider community. And, you know, there's been conversation in the air. You know what I mean? There's been a trending topic argument, let's say in the last couple of weeks, of, you know, older heads versus newer heads, relevancy versus what does relevancy mean? You know what I mean? What does relevancy look like in the current climate? Is it a case of you're only lit if you're a part of the current trends, or is it a case of you're lit if you're able to sustain your artistry and you've got people who are consistently checking for you and you have a legendary status, and you're able to transcend and actually go almost above culture to a certain extent, where people who maybe don't necessarily understand the culture, rep the culture, feel like they're in the culture, still check for you. You know what I mean? These are a lot of the questions that kind of, I would say, have been part of the discussion over the last few weeks. And of course what I'm talking about is Nas and 21 Savage. So, you know, I believe it's a couple of weeks ago, Nas, of course, dropped King's Disease 3 to great acclaim. Definitely one of the better albums of this year. And 21 Savage had some comments. He was talking on Nas on a podcast or radio or whatever. And he said that Nas basically isn't relevant per se in the current climate, and that he actually just has a core fan base and a core following that he's built up over time who check for his music, and obviously they're the ones who kind of keep his name in the current ecosystem of music, if you like, but he's not necessarily relevant. Now, of course, straight away when certain comments like that come out, there's an uproar because people are like, how can you say someone like Nas is not relevant? Nas, you see him on TV, you see him doing business deals, we see him being a large influence within the technology and venture capitalist space. We know he's making bread. We know he's one of the greats, you know what I mean? He's still putting out quality music. He just won a Grammy last year, you know what I mean? So he's part of series, you know what I mean? Mass Appeal, they've put out documentaries, they've put out, you know, tons of stuff, you know what I mean? And it's a case of how can you say someone like that who's still doing so much and is still so influential isn't relevant? Now, me personally, I understood 21 Savage's point, because in the context of what he was saying, he was basically saying relevancy as a terminology, is very much to do with what's happening in the today and now. And kind of, as he related that to music, he was saying that in terms of what's pushing the needle per se in hip hop music right now, it very much is the drip and it's the trends and it's the bright colored hair and it's the dances and it's TikTok and it's, you know what I mean? It's all of the, what I might call the new age gimmicky stuff. You know what I mean? And that's not to disrespect it. It's not to shit on that, because, you know what I mean? The people who are coming up in the era right now, whichever way is going to feed your family, whichever way is going to have impact, whichever way is going to give you enough clout to allow you to kind of progress in whatever you're doing. And providing you have a core you have a fan base who's checking you out, providing you have an audience who are going to check into what you're doing, who's to say what you're doing is wrong? You know what I mean? It may not necessarily be everyone's cup of tea, but it is what it is. So I think 21 Savage was saying in that respect that Nas isn't necessarily following the current blueprint. So in that respect, he's not relevant. I think that's what he was trying to say. But that's not to say that he's not a legend he's not a legend of the game, and he's not a giant in this game, and he hasn't had a ridiculous cultural impact. I think Cormega said in one of these podcasts that Nas is a landmark, you know what I mean? So he's not someone, you know what I mean? That's a grade listed building, you know, get me? You can't just easily talk on that. You can't easily tear that down. That needs special powers and special permissions for you to be able to even move those type of buildings. You see what I'm saying? So that's the level and caliber of artists we're talking about. We're talking about Nas. So back to my point, I do feel like obviously 21 Savage's point was lost in translation, but at the same time he has to take blame for that, and I'm still looking at him a bit side, because for you to use a term like relevancy, you've got to know that you're on choppy waters, and you've got to know that you've got to make sure that this can't get misconstrued in any which way, which it did, and which you basically gave it legs to be misunderstood what your wider intention or your wider point was. But forget all of that, you know what I mean? Nas and 21 Savage have basically, between themselves, have basically said that's water under a duck's bridge, because they have a new song together. One Mic, I believe it's called. Nas and 21 Savage didn't see this coming in the slightest, but we're here. And yo, man, two cultures, not two cultures, but two eras coming together, you know what I mean? Although, as I say, Nas is still very prominent in today's world. It's a legend of the game, and it's 21 Savage, who's a young icon in this game, coming together to make music. So let's check it out and see what it sounds like. Nas, 21 Savage, one mic, one gun. Let's go.
Ain't no back and forth, ain't no left or right. I got King's disease, but I move like a knight. Rappers bandwagon.
I got King's disease, but I move like a knight. I see what you did there. I like that. You've taken a position within the chain of command there. I see what you did, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Homage is being paid. Let's go.
Trying to get some light. I do it for the fam, never for the hype. When you turn a legend, no such thing as relevance. They must have.
When you turn legend, there's no such thing as relevance. I think someone's had some words with Mr. 21 Savage, and it seems like his tune has kind of changed a little bit. Maybe you get me. The terminology, as I just said in the opening, wasn't correct. I get the point you was trying to make, but be careful, my guy. Definitely someone's been in his ear, and it seems like he's changed up his tune. I like it. No one's above being corrected. You get me? Let's go.
I forgot that I'm a new rapper that got integrity. All in the media and blogs.
I'll give that to 21. He definitely is a rapper that I do believe has good intentions and does have some integrity. And as I just said, he's shown here no one's above correction, so I'll fuck with it. Let's ride.
It's a place I don't care to return. Most of these niggas won't say shit if they was ahead of me. No back and forth, I did it back then, I do it right now.
Hit it, boy.
I opened a lane for my era, I'm goated, they gave me the crown. Go with all the success, the negative press, I'm watching it pound. They saying that black music dying, I'm saying they right on the south. But look at me now, damn y'all, look at me now. Whatever I do is it why I'm keeping it Queens, cause that's my side. I shook up the town, I shook up the.
You see the flow that Nas has given us. He's even letting everyone know that, listen, I can do the skippy, I can do everything. When it comes to flow, my palette is ridiculous. I can do it all. That's what he's showing us right now, because I do feel like this is a beat that suits 21 Savage, and typically I would say maybe this isn't something that I would expect Nas to go over, but what we got right here, we got water. Water, mate.
The city, I shook up the state. I went 21 on my second run, that shook up with age. It's a conversation, it's determination, your interpretation. I just shot the nation. Did my tour with the Woo, I came back and I set the pace. They just ran and what about quick?
Yo, Nas, are you bringing the Woo and Nas tour to the UK? If you are, just let me know, because I'm copying them tickets. I'm copying them tickets instantly. Just best believe it. I'm definitely there. You'll see me front row. Fuck about it.
Took what I replaced it. Two Caucasians, so part of their faces. Most of y'all assume that they was black as exploitation. They know that I see everything. If that's in the ring, it's cool to be mainstream. I'd rather be timeless. That's if we keep it in P. 21.
It's cool to be mainstream, but I'd rather be timeless. You get me? Facts. You'd rather have I would like to think you'd rather have a consistent run that is over a longer amount of time, as opposed to just having your little 10 seconds of fame. You get me? Come on, talk that talk. Talk to him.
21. I'm on that same trajectory. Bullet wounds in jail cells can't stop me. This my destiny. Never controversial. I'm mad the fans expected less from me. Niggas sneeze around me, wipe his nose, won't get no bless from me. Fuck the jury, I'd rather buy land and invest successfully. I got all type of stocks and bonds, can hit they wildly on my wall and I'm.
You see the growth? Early 21 is not talking this talk. You see the growth? He's come a long way. Like, no matter what we might want to say about 21, he's come a long way.
Pass it to my son. It's savage like the capo, that mean Escobar the done. One mic, one gun. My net worth like 8 figures. I'm working on getting me 9. You know that I'm one of them niggas. I ain't doing no cap in the line. Rappers be chasing the hype. I do it and I don't be trying. I ain't going against no legend, nigga. I'm trying to be next in line. They acting like I just popped. I was platinum before I signed. I went platinum without no.
I ain't going against no legend. I'm trying to be next in line. Come on, think long term, my bro. Let's go.
Features, I put platinum on your mind. This block I got 2-tone, and this bitch don't bust no rhyme. They wanna see me flip so they can deport me like I'm shine.
No back and forth, I did it back then.
They wanna see me deported so I can go back like Shine. Now that was a line. And listen, hey yo, 21, we'll welcome you back home, you get me? If you wanna come back home, you get me? Your origins are where they are, it is what it is. Just believe if you are to go through them circumstances, we'll welcome you back with open arms, my bro. You get me? We'll have your homecoming. Don't worry about that, you get me?
Then I do it right now. They telling me that I'm the GOAT, I've been here for a while. Go, love me today, hate me tomorrow, no switching my style. 21 yak, y'all get together, be big for the South. But look at me now, damn y'all, look at me now. Whatever I do is New York, you hear that shit all in my vowels. I shook up the town, I shook up the city, I shook up the states. I'm one of them ones, on my second run, I'm on a new wave. Two
Second
kings,
one, I'm on a new wave.
we sending love to the whole culture. 21 Esco, Mass Appeal, Slaughter Gang. This shit too easy.
Yeah, I like that. That's a nice promotional track. I think that adds more fuel to the fire of what Kills Disease 3 is if I'm being honest. And yeah, man, that was nice. Nice full circle moment again. You get me? There was obviously comments that 21 threw out there. Nas obviously extended a hand, I would have imagined, or maybe 21 reached out to Nas, who knows. And they blessed it, they squashed it, they put out a track to obviously solidify it. And yo, man, it's always good, man. You know what I mean? That's how things should be done. For the culture, you get me? For the wider hip-hop culture, you get me? Not everything's got to be an argument, not everything's got to be beef. We can work. Shows there's mutual respect between the two parties. Nas definitely respects 21 as a young up-and-coming, not up-and-coming, but a young artist who's made his way in the game and actually has been here for some time now and has laid some work down in the game. And obviously 21 obviously showing that he represents and understands the integrity that Nas has within the game and the fact that he's been here for as long as he's been here. We're talking legendary status, GOAT level status. And obviously he's being recognised. You get me? Respects both ways, real, recognised, real. It's good to see it, man. So that was Nas featuring 21, One Mic, One Gun, via by Water TV. Come back for another one, we out.